I kind of want
huge.
I kind of want a storyline that's like the point of view of a rogue agent.
Yeah, that'd be fucking fresh.
Hostile broadcast picked up.
Hey y'all, welcome all to our second episode of Initiating Games Podcast. We have a special ghost. We have a special guest for y'all today. Now, we started off with a more mature, older family man who plays a shitload of games, especially TD2. Now we brought in more of a college age type. And this particular gamer loves the folklore of games. He digs all the appearance shit. So we got a big different perspective coming for episode 2. Now we're going to start it off. Well, first, let's introduce our special guest. Edwin, say hi to the people.
Yo, guys, I am EdwinLonewolf 487. I am a warlock main, but I'm sadly on my hunter, so just don't mind her. And I am a hardcore Division 2 player. I know a little bit of the lore, and yes. I love cosmetics.
Yes, he does. Now, a little shout out. He just did beat the Beyond Light raid for Destiny 2 just last night, like you said, right, Ed? Just beat that new raid. So hats off to him. I hope soon to do it here within, I don't know, the weekend. Let's give it a go. But let's start off the podcast. Anubis, would you like to start this thing off?
Well, everybody who's recently joining us back on watching on Initializing Games, welcome you. Anybody else that's brand new, also welcome to the second episode. And hopefully today we can start talking about more into Division 2 with their title updates coming up in December. Also their new in-game tech, weapons, and also apparently there's going to be more apparel.
Oh boy, skill builds.
More apparel, more whatchamacallit, appearance mods and everything. But
great.
As of right now, they barely said anything about it, and they also haven't said nothing pretty much about Operation Nightmare, which everybody's still sitting there waiting.
I got my hand in my dick, just waiting.
I'm just like sitting in the back, like, okay.
That's all I want them to touch up on with these fucking state of games.
My ass is just waiting for, like, you know, National Manning Zoo on Legendary or Tidal Basin, but you know, they kind of want to sleep on that.
Dude, these are big ass missions. Could easily, all right, I'm not gonna say easily, but if you made those legendaries, holy shit, it's no like the division to the summit. It's back to the open world. Maybe y'all can fuck with the DZ now that I'm hearing Anubis, right? We're hearing Red Storm's coming back.
Well, as of right now, they haven't announced anything, but a couple people around, even some streamers, have posted that Red Storm apparently is back working with Massive.
So they're in the talks.
Yeah, because it all started with the whole Red Storm changing their background and their page on Twitter. They put on the Manhunt or the Rogue logo.
Really?
And yeah, you go onto their
that's
site.
Kind of a gimme. That's a gimme.
Yeah, so you have a lot of players and streamers talking about it, saying hopefully they're back in the game, you know, helping out, trying to improve the game. Even though even though right now everything's a little bit broken, and we already know that people are hating. Hating.
That one gun.
Not the one gun. The one gun, you know, let's be real. The Lady Death, Lady Death is still broken. It's still broken. I feels like they don't care.
Here's my thoughts. Lady Death, as much as I meme on it and I shit on it, for PvE, it's actually really good for speedrun. Negotiators. I've seen people do that in Lincoln Memorial a lot. I think the fastest time was like around 5 or 7 minutes around there.
Yeah, you get that boost in speed and it's a quick melt.
Yeah.
If I were
Okay,
serious about a speed run, I'd
PvE
fucking throw it on.
PvE is not a problem. PvP, that's
It can wreck
yeah,
somebody's day. I
yeah.
can imagine a lot of fucking
If you
new
like,
PlayStation 5 controllers getting fucked up.
yeah, if you like, even tell me the PvP in the Dark Zone is probably worse than here. Actually, I shouldn't say
You
that.
think that?
Destiny 2's PvP is worse
I'll just
compared to like the Division 2 with the new stasis abilities. In my opinion, the Titans is like probably one of the most fastest, like because of like their crazy slide. So like with their new stasis, they slide even more further instead of like a regular slide.
Yeah.
So like, bro, they are fucking Captain America.
All right,
on
before we get
steroids.
to Destiny talk, let's keep this div talk for now. I want to know what you thought when season 3, we're at our ending here with season 3, and we so-called go down to fucking chase down Schaefer and kill his ass. Now, I am one of those types who do not I don't hear Isaac in the background. I don't hear shit about the dialogue or anything. It just goes one ear out the other. How did this final manhunt for season 3, how did it end? We killed Schaefer, right?
For damn sure, we definitely did not kill Schaefer.
We did not kill him.
Because one, you could literally hear from like Isaac saying, manhunt eliminated, vital signs critical. And then what Kelso says, like, nah, it's just a scratch. He's still alive.
So who the fuck did we kill in the manhunt at the end?
We took down Schaefer. That's not
Schaefer.
That's not a body double. That's not like, ooh, it's like his doppelganger. No, that's him right there. Lying on the ground, unconscious, and apparently me shooting him in the head, he's unconscious. Logic.
Hey, wait a minute. Massive logic. But wait, there's more. Let's act he's dead. Let's not make a cut scene.
Yeah, so there's no cut scene
of how they revived Hornet. Let's go back a little bit back. We revived Hornet, but we're not gonna show you it. We're just gonna put a little comm in there and be like, oh, Jupiter revived Hornet.
Jupiter revived Hornet.
So
Keener and Hornet are having a bromance. I'm like, what?
Hornet is still alive?
No, Hornet is dead. Like actually just gone. He's wiped out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want that fucking hoodie though. That's fucking fire.
There goes the apparel.
Yeah, it's just there's small little things, like we go back, like in episode 1, we talked about the little things in the game. You put a comm to actually explain about how did Hornet manage to get back. And then all you hear is just, it was Jupiter. It was Keener that revived him.
Okay.
And we're sitting there. It's like, all right, if they revived Hornet, what's not keeping Massive from saying, oh, we revived Keener. Oh, we revived Schaefer.
True.
Or Schaefer's still alive. You just put him unconscious. And then you sit down to think about everything. You're like, all right, how can I make it add up? We're still missing 3 comms, unless I'm the only one that's not getting it.
Keener,
like,
you talking about?
No, from the manhunt.
For the manhunt.
Yeah, there's 3 comms that apparently you can't get, or if you can get, we don't know.
How to get it. Are you talking about the ones? Are you talking about the comms for Schaefer, right?
Yeah, you know how like you check it and it says you're missing like 3 of them for the manhunt.
Right.
Oh,
3 of 10. Yeah,
so
like 7 of 10.
The one thing I don't like is one thing's for sure, the Hunter fight was fucking fantastic.
Right.
I know that. It was probably, out of all of the Hunters in the open world and Summit, he is probably like the hardest.
Yeah. I definitely
went
took
in there like
couple
I went in
wipes
there
to get 'em.
balls deep with like a perfect sacrifice. I'm like, oh, and I just got killed. And like, if you die, they're all replaced with Rikers instead, and like the hunter is like wiped out from
Right.
existence. But then, in only way to get the 3 logs, you have to kill Schaefer like 3 times.
Right.
Yeah, that's in my opinion probably like the biggest con of that mission. But overall, the one thing I like, that shit is literally Friday the fucking 13th. Excuse me for my language.
Why
but
is
like,
that?
because with the Rikers like in the setting and Coney Island, and like they don't know like who's like killing them.
Right.
They're like basically scapegoats.
Right.
And
I
like
remember
us
that shit
and
in the
him,
Discord.
us and him are like basically killing the Rikers. And when you get into the haunted house, you hear one scream in agony, and the other one just screams scared shitless.
I didn't even pick up on that.
The one
it's nice.
The one thing that's like so cool in the haunted house, where it's like the hunter is like on like a pedestal, he does like a fucking Undertaker and like slowly like creeps up.
Uh-huh.
You haven't
I
seen
didn't
that?
see that. No, I didn't catch
You
it.
actually haven't seen that? It's so
Nah.
cool.
Well, there's always
Shout out
YouTube.
Undertaker was on Hot Ones last week. I
And
need to still watch that.
The Undertaker actually, rest in peace. He's a real G, but he retired for WWE. So
I just said he was on Hot Ones last week. Did you say rest in peace?
well, I know he retired from the WWE.
Oh, okay. You're
like,
saying his
completely.
career.
Not
Okay.
dead. Like the fuck?
Shout out, that's a Texas boy, by the way, Undertaker.
Hey,
Cool.
I'm just gonna say it before we go off track a little bit, but a big shout out to Massive. You guys did a really good job on the manhunt on Schaefer. There's a lot of, from all the bad, there's always something good, and hands down we give it to you guys on the Schaefer manhunt mission. It was different.
The one thing for sure about this mission that it was actually really special to me. Like, we're introduced to a new character named Natalia Sokolova, and she is not
or Sokolov?
Sokolova.
Oh, okay.
Natalia Sokolova.
Okay.
And when you kill the hunter, she's like, any words on the hunter? And Schaefer's like, no signs on the hunter. And she doesn't care. And she's like, I believe it's up to you now, Schaefer. Do not fail us. I will not tolerate what failure. We will do, ma'am. And the one thing about the fight that's cool is even though they're not named, but they're actually elites.
They're actually talking.
They're actually talk. They got their voice lines. They're not like actual bots, like NPCs say, shoot them, damn it. Or
well, that could have been COVID earlier with the season, right?
Yeah,
they lost their voice actors for a while, right?
COVID.
Yeah, COVID. But then, okay, jokes aside, like the Schaefer's royal guards are actually really cool. One has like a voice line. You can always trust me, sir. You could understand this uniform, commander. Like all that stuff.
Is this in the comms?
Yeah, this is in the comms when you like go after Schaefer, and he said something like, "You're making me verklempt," which verklempt means like filled with emotions. That's what it means.
Then,
so I like that.
Verklempt. Verklempt. Fuck it. I'm never gonna learn it.
All right. But jokes aside, like the funny thing in that mission too, that there's a rare chance where he actually calls you, why can't you just die, you goddamn bullet sponge?
I think
that's how that's what we feel.
Anubis saw the meme in our Discord. And it's like when we were trying to kill like this armor regen build in the dark zone. It's Schaefer saying the line, why can't you just die, you goddamn bullet sponge? It's just, oh my god, that line.
That's Schaefer. Cool though.
Yeah,
Throwing
Schaefer, I
our
didn't care.
lingo.
I didn't care, Schaefer. You were more of a bullet sponge, but yeah. But anywho, the mission overall, it was really fantastic. The hunter fight, for once, the hunters felt actually alive. They're not open world, no puzzle, no hidden nonsense, no
Running.
fucking summit.
No running.
No summit.
Well,
Yes.
he was running. He was running, but
He
it
was
was-
running.
but he
And I
wasn't running
actually-
like the other ones.
Right.
Yeah, I actually like how they actually put him like as like a quote in the bounties. So like Kelso is like, be on a lookout for that hunter. From what I can gather, he's been following you or the rogues. So he wasn't after you. He was after the rogues.
Fucking hell. Jesus.
So that was weird. Because Schaefer, you gotta remember, he does not trust division agents or rogues with a burning passion. So he sent a hunter to actually like kill us once and for all in the mission. And that's what I really liked. Like overall, the whole mission was just Friday the 13th to the Rikers. The hunter fight actually felt like a legit fight. Schaefer's fight, it wasn't like sadly the hardest because he had just like what, a sticky bomb and an airburst seeker mine. Like,
Yeah.
really?
I was taking care of NPCs.
And-
Somebody else
But
took
the
boss.
royal,
I was like,
the royal
damn.
the royal guards though are they actually felt alive. Their insults like through the
All right.
roof.
So with the ending with season 3 in the manhunt, where do you see this going with season 4? Even though we don't know what the fuck Operation Nightmare is, still, where do you see season 4 going and what storyline to tell? Are we
So
going to
season-
on Natalie? Are they going to tease her a little bit? Tease
They're probably gonna like
3?
put her involved in like season 5, which I hope, because let's be real, we all don't want a Division 3. Even I don't. I personally really
Whoa.
don't want a Division 3.
Even though they've had a book.
This-
like, there's
the-
a series where they go to Paris after DC.
Yes. But then like I don't know about that. But okay, on topic. So with the fall of Schaefer and the Black Tusk is like, well, crumbled for now. You finally now get to face Kelso once and for all with like other rogue cells with her. But there's one member that's part of the Sokolov family. I don't know who, but like it's one member. I might not be correct, but like there's some of the leaks. I've seen this on Reddit too. After killing all of like, well, obviously the rogues, the manhunts, etc., you get to face Fei Lao and Camp White Oak, where you try to capture the president, which
Right.
he's, let's be real, he is basically a pawn to the Black Tusk, a pawn. And so, what Fei Lao does is she kills the president. I've just seen this in the leaks. She kills the president and like tells the Black Tusk that we're the ones that actually killed him.
Ah.
So, and then we finally get to Fei Lao, and that's how it ends off from the leaks. We don't know if we like if she escapes or we actually kill her, but that's what I've seen from those leaks.
I would
And
imagine.
if they ended off with like a new Division 3, it's pretty much gonna be like, so now what? Like we're gonna make like a new game and then we're just gonna forget about all of this.
No,
I
my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's just, that ending, like I've seen that in Reddit. Like I think if it's going that way, it's just it gives me this vibe that we are no longer JTF. It puts us as rogues. Because division's mission has always been to protect and serve like everybody, even the president.
And no lie, okay, the division's recruitment system is probably one of the worst additions they could have ever done.
What do you
Like,
mean?
like, okay, so we got Hornet, a guy that's like basically been through like wars with Keener, but then has been left behind because of the JTF, because that's their mistake. From Division 1, the first wave division agents, how like the president like pulled off, like had to say like, oh, like you guys are on your own. You're basically like animals in a jungle, so have fun in the dark zone, and like left to die. So the JTF basically left all of them, and like that's how they all went rogue. Which to me, I feel like the recruitment system is like probably the worst because they all went rogue. I think Roy Bennett's like wished, which he didn't want to, like, if you see the comms in New York, he says something like he doesn't like, I wish he just didn't like send those agents in the dark zone.
So is Fei Lao turning us against the rest of the world? Like we're the bad guys in DC right now? Is that how she's spinning it?
I believe so. I think that's what she's trying to get to, like, the story.
If you have there's one of the comms that's for the manhunt. It's actually one where you actually hear Fei Lao. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's the title is like Fei Lao tries to tell Kelso to wait for backup, but Kelso doesn't listen. She doesn't listen, and what she does, once she's done talking to Kelso, she talks to Schaefer, and then once she gets in touch with Schaefer, then she talks to Keener as well. She's going 3 ways. 3. She's with you, she's with Schaefer, and then she's with Keener. And then that's where it adds up on that part on the cutscene when you're doing the mission with Keener on the Liberty Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you kill him, and then she turns out to be rogue working for Schaefer in the Black Tusk. In the comms, she said like, oh, Kelso, are you going to Liberty Island? Yeah, we're almost there. Okay, just a reminder that Keener is there. He's waiting for you. All right, Kelso out. But then Lau, obviously, she tells Schaefer that she basically told them that Keener is in that island, like before, like, oh, Kelso and the division agent is heading to Liberty Island. And then Schaefer's like, just great. And, oh, sorry. Pretty much like, damn. She sends like, obviously the Black Tusk. It's like basically almost like a war. I don't know what she's like planning, but I know for damn sure she's probably planning something big. That's to my knowledge.
And y'all think this is to close out the Division 2 or the main storyline for Division 3? Can it be knocked out in a season or 2?
I'm thinking they still got like maybe 2 DLCs to go to. If
2 more.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that.
Personally, I kind of want them, like, I can agree with Anubis. I want them to go to like, at least 2 DLCs about the DLC to figure out like what's going on. This would probably be like after the events of season 4. You're probably going to be marked as like a quote, a rogue, and you have to probably like get that away from you and like get it through people's heads that you're not the one that did it. Probably, from my knowledge.
And sounds like an easy story plan.
Yeah, and here we go again. Like I've been saying, there's ideas. There's ideas out there. It's like, for example, that changes the whole game up. If you put a download content of, instead of you being a regular agent, and after you get to Fei Lao and that happened, that you kill the president, whatever, that you go rogue. Make another content that's like, all right, you're rogue. You want to get rid of it. You have to convince all the settlements, all the JTF. You have to try to convince them that you're on their side. Even though you have the red logo as you went rogue, make it to the point that you can change it. Like, all right, I went rogue.
Ooh.
Let me try to fix it. Let me try to do something to prove to them I am not rogue. Even
Right.
though Isaac, he classified you as rogue for what happened with President Ellis, you can actually just, do a few things or do a bunch of things to
Win back the trust.
to go back. And
Yeah.
it'll be a really good story, a lot of good content.
Yeah.
People will sit there and be like, wait a minute, where is this going now? Now we're the rogues?
Yeah.
Why? Because we killed
Yeah.
President Ellis?
Because we were elected, well, not elected, but we were framed by Fei Lao that we killed the president of the United States.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that at all for being fucking season 4 or 5.
I kind of
That'd be
want
huge.
I kind of want a storyline that's like the point of view of a rogue agent.
Yeah, that'd be fucking fresh.
Like the point of view of a rogue agent. You're working for Keener back then in New York. Like a separate story. This is like Warlords in New York style. Like you're working for Keener, and then you find out that what's it called? He's been killed, and then you pretty much like join a new rogue cell with different rogues. I guess to take down like the JTF. So that's what I'm thinking. I guess like just really overall like a story for like a rogue agent's point of view.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, that would change shit up.
That would be really, to me, that would be really cool if that was like either like the third expansion of Division 2.
Yeah, I would definitely buy into it. I mean, same old. Before y'all mentioned President Ellis, I forgot the fucker was in the game. Last time we saw him was Camp Wild?
Year 1 of the game.
Jesus, man. Hell yeah, that would be cool.
Going back to a little bit to the topic of Division 2 with their updates, title updates, and everything, I want to go to a little bit back to Division 1.
Ooh,
where
if
you sit down for a moment and start recapping and looking at what they did in year one, they had title update 11, which was incursions. They had title update 12, which it was conflict, and then they had expansion 1 that was underground, which we have right now. That's currently the summit. They had expansion 2. Yeah, expansion 2. Expansion 2 was survival, and then in expansion 3 was last
Resistance?
stand.
Oh, last stand.
Last stand. Yeah. So
last stand was like probably I think that was like the original conflict sort of.
Yeah.
So they had all these title updates plus expansions on year 1. And then when they went to year 2, give me 1 second. When they went to year 2, they had it says right here, update 17, which was isolation. They had update 18 that was arsenal. And then they had expansion 4 that was retribution. Expansion 5 it was ascension, and expansion 6 it was graveyard. Which you started thinking about it, they had two, they had year 1 and year 2 in Division 1. And then Division 2, we only have year 1, which only came with a shitload of title updates, but just one DLC. Which you sit there and you're like,
no one.
We paid $30.
Yeah.
Additional for a shitload of content, for a shitload of this, and one thing we got was New York. A couple new missions, manhunts, that's it, and then done. Nothing else. When you look at Division 1, you had so much. You had
the incursions, you had the global events, assault, which is like funny enough, it's coming out in 5 days.
I love their global events and fucking those are live events that actually felt like something in TD1. People gathered in the terminal for that shit to release. Like, all right, now it's time to fucking grind away on Global Event Assault and just get that gear that way. That kept you in the game.
If you look at one of for example, if you look at expansion 5, Ascension, if you look at the building, you're like, that looks like the summit. Because I'm looking at it right now. It looks like the summit. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind if they say, hey, we're gonna everything we did in Division 1, we're just gonna bring it to Division 2. I wouldn't be mad about it.
Yeah.
I would be like,
for the love of God, put the Dark Zone in New York.
Yes.
Please.
And make it
Let's be real.
The size where you have 6
out.
zones. Go ahead.
Hear me out.
Preach, baby. Let's go.
Let's be real. New York is just dead.
Yeah. I don't go to New
The only
York
thing that's
for
just
any
there,
reason.
the only thing that's just there is the summit.
Yep.
That's it.
And
It's
you can
just
bypass
a
it from
big-
DC now.
A big building that's just sitting there. You can go in there. It's basically underground. Go in there, get gear, blah blah blah, etc. It's just bad. With the accommodations now, Summit is just, I guess, is somewhat less boring. But let's be real. Who the hell would want to be in there for like what, 30 hours?
There's a 30-hour one, and then there's a fucking 50 clear one, I believe.
Oh god.
50 clears.
So like, oh my god, man.
If they only count once a week, unless they reset every time you go.
I'm surprised with that.
One a week, that takes a full year.
They could have just added like a new legendary outfit. It's like you know how we have like the White Tusk outfit?
Yeah.
So like they would have put like accommodations, like reach like complete floor 1 to 20 and you get like the shoes. I think 30 to 40 you get the pants. 50 to 60 you get the shirt.
Some kind of headgear. Some kind of tie, neck gear.
Headgear.
Eyeglass.
Neck brace, eyeglass, or a mask.
Yeah.
A hunter mask, which the shady mask, which in Division 1, that
Shady
was
mask?
You know, that mask, it's like a hunter mask with black goggles, decked out in black. You can put a hat on it. What I have.
Well, the fucking first question is, why didn't we have that option in TD1? Why was it those big ass straps and you can't wear any fucking headpiece on top?
The one thing I like that with the new hunter mask, which
it is
one
dope.
from the manhunt, it looks badass, but one con, why the hell does it have a beanie?
And that's their way of like throwing in some kind of headgear to wear with it.
Like it
removes
like
those funky ass straps in the back. God, that's an eyesore.
But
Every
the mask
fucking mask.
Don't get me wrong. The mask is cool. But the one thing that kills it, the one thing that kills it is like the beanie.
Yeah.
Which is like, what?
Yeah.
If it had like a balaclava, then like it would have been like a really cool mask. Really. At least give it like a little bit of light. But yeah.
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 What you reading over there, noob?
I'm just going over like always, and every podcast I sit down, I go over a little bit into the Division 2 page and Twitter. I just like reading, what people think. Just reading what Massive posts about here. Like the only last post they have, it was like, agents, it is time for the Belfry League and Outcasts face some bullshit.
Backpack trophy too. Not even worried about that one again.
Oh, is it the Belf? Yeah, that's what I hate. Like some of those like dumb time trials, they neutered the time trials really hard.
Yep.
Yeah, there was
the heroic, that was a challenge, but then hard to challenging, like I just laughed.
I don't know why they nerfed that when they give the league 2 fucking weeks. You get 2 times. Like say challenging or the heroic one, Wall Street heroic. Say your best was stage 7. Say
Yeah.
say you flopped it. You still have
Hey.
another week to get those challenging or hard missions. That's another 30. So just doing
They
that
really
2 weeks in a row, you get it capped out. I don't know why they had to nerf it.
they really flopped like some of those events. That in my opinion, it took away the challenge of those.
Yeah.
Well, it's because there was too much crying. There's like, and if you don't
Too
if you
much
start,
crying. Okay, hear me out. There's too much crying in the Division 2 community. Too much of these, sorry for my language, too many snowflakes coming in saying like, oh, this is too hard. Like in this game, in Destiny 2, like a lot of people complain in here. I've seen somebody complain about this quest for like an exotic called The Last Word, which I shit you not, it is one of the easiest quests in the world, and a lot of people were complaining about it.
Well, we are the era of instant gratification. Like everything needs to be now. Nobody wants to work. Like for that fucking Destiny 2 raid, I can't wait. I mean, I'll probably get there too late and people will just have it down pat. But I love figuring
As
out
of right
the
now,
raid.
as of right now, a lot of people have this raid completely down. It is like second place as to the most easiest raid in Destiny 2. And I was really surprised about that.
But I like that hard, challenging mechanic, teamwork, all
The
that
hardest
shit. Had to
the hardest raid in here is Last Wish. And for the day one raid, only 2%, only 2 completions on that day. And it was 0.01% of many people trying to complete it on day one.
I got a question for you. Since you're going now, we're talking about the raids on Destiny 2, but let's do a small little comparison.
Yeah.
Even though it's not 100%, people won't like to compare with, but Destiny and Division 2.
Yeah, they're perfect.
So
Yeah.
do by anything that did Bungie leak any information to any streamer, any of their top fan guys in Destiny to beat that raid that was the one that you mentioned? It was like the hardest one. Did they leak anything?